Hi and welcome back to FreeEduHub. Today in our chapter on cloud computing, we'll be covering mobile cloud computing. Now we'll have to see that what is it and how it helps us in cloud computing. So first of all, let's see the key concepts. For the key terms, we have API, which is Application Programming Interface. Then we have different applications for the mobile phones. We'll be discussing the bring your own device, which is BYOD concept. Then we'll talk about ecosystems and mobile cloud, then native mobile application or native mode application. Then we'll be talking about the responsive web applications. So the learning objectives for this chapter is that we'll describe the evolution of mobile computing. We'll discuss different generations of the cell phones like 1G, 2G, 3G and 4G, 5G, etc. Discuss the ecosystem that makes up the mobile web. Compare and contrast the responsive web pages and mobile apps. Then we'll describe how mobile devices users leverage the cloud, and then we'll describe how the mobile apps use the APIs to communicate with the cloud-based servers. We'll also understand the risk and benefit of bring your own device computing in the work environment. Now let's try to understand that what is cloud computing or what is mobile cloud computing. Mobile computing and cloud computing are contributing to the $1 trillion a year mobile computing industry, because any website or any application or even a sales store or anything like that usually have the mobile applications. Our academic programs, even Blackboard and the collaboration tools that we are using, all platforms have a web-based interface as well as a mobile-based interface. People are more comfortable using the applications and even buying things through the mobile phones rather than going to the computers and completing the purchasing process. To work effectively, mobile apps require the internet connection and use cloud-based servers via application programming interface to perform specific functions such as authentication, retrieving data, and providing the location-based services. So since we have the mobile phones in our hand and they are connected to the internet, either we have Wi-Fi or we can access the 4G or 5G mobile data. With the help of that, we'll be authenticated using the credentials that we are passing. We'll be able to retrieve the data. We can even send the location, our current location where we are located, to decide the delivery point or the delivery address, etc. Now, which came first? If you ask a room full of cloud computing experts whether the cloud is driving the growth of mobile computing or mobile computing is driving the growth of the cloud, your result would be mixed, because it's both ways. That since the internet grew with the passage of time, more people started using the mobile phones, and since all these mobile phones are connected to the internet, both are contributing to each other. In any case, within a few years, mobile computing will be $1 trillion a year business, because there are lots of new mobile phones in the market. There are lots of websites. People are more interested in buying things online, so they'll be more interested in using the mobile phones for their day-to-day activities. The cell phone has become the highly impactful invention in the society, with the user base of reaching over 1 billion in under 40 years. So that's the most fastest growing technology that we have ever seen in the evolution of the gadgets and information technology. Using the mobile cloud, browse the sites and web, which includes Google, Facebook, and more. So we are using the mobile phone for browsing the internet, checking the social media, having lots of other activities like gaming and online stocks, banking, and all those other activities are also performed using the mobile phones. It even helped us in having face-to-face video calls or phone calls on calls and computers. Before, we used to make calls only using the mobile phones, but now we can have face-to-face communication, video calls, which is almost free or completely free using the applications that we are using. Most of the companies are even utilizing it to conduct online interviews and meetings, etc. So there is no need to travel to those places as we used to do it earlier. Now, it performs GPS-based navigation operations and other location-aware solutions, etc. Because it helps us in using the GPS, which is built in, which tells us about the coordinates where we are situated. And before that, we used to use the Garmin GPS systems in order to locate our current location and to find the actual routes on the roads and highways, etc. But now that thing has been taken care of by the mobile phones which you are using. Now it's exchanged the text messages with the other users, helps us in sending the text messages. Even WhatsApp and other applications are quite successful, with the help of which we can easily communicate the messages in terms of audio messages. Even the video messages can be sent through the instant messaging applications which are being used these days. They have lots of other options with the help of which you can conduct polls, you can send documents, you can receive pictures. The usage is just unlimited. It is even helping us in performing e-commerce operations, for example buying anything from the websites, and it runs a myriad of applications which are available on Play Store and even on Apple Store as well. Now it started with a £5 phone. As you can see, it used to be there like a normal telephone with an antenna on top, but this is also quite new as compared to the old telephones that we used to use a long time ago. Now we'll try to understand the G. What is a G in 4G and 5G? The term 4G and 5G refer to the generation of the phone capabilities, with 4G indicating the fourth generation and 5G indicates the fifth generation. Now every generation came with certain advancements in terms of the speed, technology, and the safety and security of the communication which takes place on that. While there are standards for potential speeds associated with each generation, the actual speed of the device depends on the various factors, just like where you are located, who is your provider, if they have coverage area there, what is the technology being used by the mobile phones, and whether the mobile phone is stationary or moving. So if you are at a stationary location, you might get better signals for internet and other things as compared to if you are moving around, but you won't even feel the difference when you are traveling around and trying to get the signals of cellular network on the roads, etc. Now here we are talking about the generations and their capabilities starting from 1G to 5G. 1G is the first generation phones, supported the analog communication. Then came 2G, it was the second generation phone in which they introduced the digital communication, etc. In 3G, third generation phone supported faster speed, which in turn made the web browsing and email solutions readily available. That was the first time we used internet on our mobile phones, though it was available in 2G as well, but the speed was too slow as compared to 3G. 3G was a big change when it was introduced in the market. Then in 4G, the fourth generation mobile phones near Wi-Fi speed, and it even enables the rich media of video streaming and other things. And of course, with the fifth generation, that's what we are using at the moment. It can go up to 20 gigabits per second, which is faster than most of the cable-based internet systems, and most of the real world 5G systems today provide close to 1 Gbps connection. So that's the difference between the generations. Now, mobile cloud ecosystems. An ecosystem is an environment consisting of living and non-living things in which we interact. Many cloud-based companies now use the term ecosystem to describe the use of environment. For example, that to that end, you might describe the mobile computing or mobile cloud ecosystem consisting of the following things, which we can see in the mobile phones on daily use. Phone class, which may be voice or face-to-face communication, which helps us in that. It helps us in web browsing. It has different applications, voice commands, like you don't need to type lots of things. It would just recognize your voice and would open the information or would search the information for you. It's even used for display screens, transmission speeds, and upload and download operations, keyboard interface, and even the touch screen capability is there. Now, if we talk about responsive pages, as you can see that most of the applications that we use, they resize themselves, or the programmers or developers are developing the websites and the applications specifically either for the mobile phones or for the web-based applications. Now, developers building mobile solutions have two options: either build an application optimized for the web page or create a device specific application. So whether they will be making a website which would be dedicated website for a company, or they'll develop a website which would be dedicated for Android, iOS, or any other operating system on the mobile phones. Mobile optimized web pages should take the screen size into consideration and use responsive design to modify the output based on the user device screen size. So now most of these web pages are designed in a way that it would automatically detect the size of the device on which you are viewing the web page, and then it would automatically adjust the text and the resolution of the page according to the screen size of the user's screen. Now, device specific applications also downloaded and installed on the user devices from the app store such as Google Play or Apple Play Store. So you can download the applications from the Google Play Store or Apple Store, which would be specific applications for those things which are designed to run different operations which they are intended for. Now, native mode applications are specifically to a particular phone type and use the feature and the phone that it's operating on. As you might have seen that there are certain applications which are meant for Android specifically, and there are lots of applications which are meant for iOS. So it's not like one application would work on both applications. If the developers are developing the applications, they develop the application separately for iOS and separately for the Android phones. There are millions of businesses, productivity, learning, and game apps available on the stores to be installed. Some are available for free. For others, you'll have to pay in order to avail the services. Now, mobile solutions and cloud. Very few mobile applications do not require internet connection. Otherwise, the lone exception may be simple apps such as calculator that does not require data and other resources. Mobile apps use the cloud for a wide range of purposes, because all applications or games or any data which has to interact with your storage in the cloud, or if you're checking your emails, it would require an internet. It helps us in store the photos, videos, and other data documents in the cloud. Of course, you need an internet for that. In order to search the cloud for nearby stores, restaurants, and hotels, again, you need an internet for that, so that you can get the updated details about the opening and closing times of those restaurants and hotels, and if those hotels are fully booked or there are any spaces available. It stores and retrieves the data to or from the cloud-based database. So if you're searching for some information, all that information is usually displayed on your screen once it is being searched from the database or the information which is available in the cloud. Further, if you're checking your emails or anything, like if you're buying online, you'll have to authenticate yourself, and usually these kind of access is provided by software as a service if you are trying to avail any services which are hosted and you are using them from a cloud-based service. After this, we have mobile solutions rely on APIs, which are application programming interfaces. Mobile apps use cloud-based interactions to perform the task. Now, cloud-based interactions involve calling a server-based application program interface, with the help of which they will either try to get some information from the website, or they would try to collect some information from the database which is shared on their website. An API is a small server-based program that performs a specific task, and the mobile apps use API to send the data to the cloud and server and receive the responses. For example, a mobile app may send a geolocation coordinates to a server-based API, which in turns a list of nearby restaurants. So if you're searching for anything, like I am searching for a specific restaurant in my area, so I'll type the name of the restaurant, and then you'll type in nearby or near me. It would automatically show the restaurants which are nearby for that specific niche that you're looking for. Now, to use an API, the mobile device must be connected to the internet so that you can access those services. But there is another feature. If you are downloading Google Maps on your mobile phone, sometimes they work even in the offline mode, provided you have GPS working. We have some other applications as well, just like Garmin, and we have applications like Cigic mobile map system that helps you in locating your direction even without the internet access. Now that's what the mobile phone does, that it sends your geographical locations like the latitude and longitude to the server online, and in return it would give you a list of the restaurants which are available. Now, like any other thing, the mobiles are even helping us in collaborating online. For example, if we want to share certain things online, or if we want to have an online meeting, we can do that using the mobile applications. Now, mobile document access is another thing. Like if you have an online storage and if you want to read certain things from there, or even if you have certain ebooks available on your handheld devices like Kindle, etc., and you would like to read it when you are traveling around, it helps you in getting all that content available to you at your fingertips. Now, mobile role in multi-factor authentication, you might have used the MFA or two-factor authentication from Microsoft as well. Microsoft is providing that service from their authenticator service. Multi-factor authentication is a security technique that uses two or more forms of user authentication. So you'll enter a password. Once you're authenticated, it would ask you to enter the one-time code that you'll receive in their application like this one. Once you'll enter this code, which would appear on your personal mobile phone, only then you'll be able to access your emails or the services which are provided either by your institution or by the university. Now, MFA provides an additional layer of security beyond just a username and password. To implement MFA, a user typically enters the username and password and then receives a code on the mobile phone. And MFA is becoming increasingly common as more websites and applications prioritize the security, because we have seen that if username and password is being leaked out by any means, if someone would have your username and password, they'll be able to access those services. But if there is a requirement of multi-factor authentication, they won't be able to get this 6-digit code, and of course they'll not be able to access your services. Now, mobile and geolocation. Geolocation is the use of the user current latitude and longitude coordinates for the location aware purposes, and we use the applications mostly, for example, Google Maps or any other open source or free application which is available. Cloud-based solutions make extensive use of geolocation for real-time directions, ride sharing services like Uber and Lyft, etc. They are authenticating the users and finding their locations and nearby restaurants and hotels, etc., using these maps which are available. Now, geolocation capabilities are expected to expand beyond the mobile phones in the future and to be used to track the packages, pets, cars, and other information. As you know that through the mobile phones, and even some of the insurance companies are using the geolocation, with the help of which they can actually track the movement of the car, whether it is on the move or it is parked somewhere. Geolocation has numerous practical applications and is becoming increasingly important as more services and applications require the location-based data. Now, bring your own device is a new concept. It's just like a device that you walk in, which is your personal device, and you will try to use internet using your personal device, using the internet which is provided by the organization. Often when the employees join a new company, the company will provide the user with a new laptop and possibly a new company phone. As you might guess, having to manage two phones is often a hassle. And as such, many businesses let employees use their own phones for business and for personal use, and they pay them for that we are not giving you a mobile phone, you'll use your own personal mobile phone, and these are the charges for that, of using your own personal equipment for the official purposes. Now, bring your own device. It's a practice of letting employees use their own phones or laptops or business for business purposes. Now, mobile software development. The mobile web is not a traditional web. You should not expect to use the traditional web pages as the mobile solution. You should optimize your web solutions and then optimize the your mobile application as well, so that you can get the right flavor and the productivity by that application. Fast is good. Mobile data communication is still slower than most of the desktop-based data communication solution. As such, you should optimize your mobile web layout and design to maximize the download performance, etc. But after 5G, we have seen that there has been a huge impact improvement that even with the mobile phones, you don't feel a difference if you are using a desktop computer or you are accessing certain things from your mobile applications. Remember your goal and requirements as you design your mobile solutions. Keep your original goals and requirements in mind to ensure your solution matches your business strategy. So you must have a strategy and what they are actually trying to achieve from this application. Once that's in front of you, you can easily meet the goals. You can't support everything. Pick your largest market segment or a device and focus your initial effort over there for the development of the application that would help you in getting a quite optimized application that you can use for a specific business. Don't treat mobile content as an afterthought. Don't convert mobile content. Do not simply try to convert your traditional web content to use in the mobile web. Instead, you should design the content specifically for the mobile devices, tablets and others, so that it would have optimum performance and a better market impact. That's why you might have seen that the interface of most of the applications from the big vendors is different for the website, and it's completely different for the application which they are accessing on the mobile phone. Now, handheld different display sizes differently. Mobile applications should query the browser and the device to determine the support size on the device, and then it would dynamically adjust the things on the screen so that you don't feel that this specific information is not meant for this device. Now, build applications, not responsive pages. Responsive web applications that run on both web and within a mobile browser provide companies an easy way to initially move their solutions to the web, but that is good for the initial movement of stuff where you don't want to spend a lot on getting specific applications for the mobile phones. You'll use the same web page, but that would be rendered automatically as per the size of the page. Of course, there are some drawbacks for that, but that's the fastest way if you want to move to the application side and want people to access the services through the application which is available on the Play Store or Apple Store. Today, however, users expect more applications should leverage the feature built into the phone, such as the camera, geolocation and more. So in most of the applications, even for visa applications and stuff, they are acknowledging the importance of the mobile phones, where the pictures taken from them, even biometrics, are acceptable from the mobile phones directly. So that brings us to the end of the chapter. The use of mobile devices and cloud continue to grow rapidly, but it's unclear which is driving the growth of the other. Now, mobile solutions must be designed with the mobile ecosystem in mind, and many of them leverage the underlying cloud-based resources. The mobile cloud-based ecosystem consists of the things that enable mobile applications to use in the cloud. And then we talked about mobile devices use the cloud for collaboration, document access, sharing the documents online, editing the documents, geolocation based on applications, streaming media can be used. Just like you might have seen that nowadays people are more interested using IPTVs and Netflix, etc., due to the content which is readily available, and it's a video on demand that you'll be able to search and find the content of your interest over there. Now, bring your own device is a practice of allowing the employees to use their own devices for business and personal purposes. So that was our lecture on mobile computing. That's it for today. Thank you very much.